Good morning. Yeah. So there was so the video was something which was probably not planned, but it happened. But so I'll just maybe start with a video, but we'll talk about how mobility is changing our lives today. And I promise not to overshoot the time. I think.
One of the things that is most important to me is how well we take care of our passengers. It's getting our customers where they want to go, when they want to be there, and always doing it safely.
At Delta, we fly more than 165 million customers a year on 3,500 daily flights to more than 60 countries around the world. We're connecting people to businesses, their families, and their friends. We continue to look for new opportunities to improve the travel experience for our customers and our 80,000 employees. That's why we partnered with Microsoft to develop technology innovations, the Fly Delta mobile app, Surface tablets in the cockpit, and Windows phones in the hands of our flight attendants for easy in-flight transactions.
Our old 38-pound flight bags have been replaced with Microsoft Surface devices. This allows pilots to better manage their flight by eliminating the need for paper charts, documents, and reference materials.
Reducing that 38 pounds really gets us a fuel savings of 1.2 million gallons of fuel per year. About 2,300 cars will not be driving because we're using the Surface tablet. Now that doesn't even include about 900 trees a year for all the paper we've been using to print all of our manuals.
Customers are at the center of our focus. My colleagues and I strive to ensure that our customers have a safe, comfortable, and enjoyable flight. With Windows phones and Microsoft Dynamics, we're able to process payments quickly, even while cruising at 500 miles per hour at 30,000 feet, a convenience that our passengers truly enjoy.
Our innovative use of technology and integration of Microsoft products into our fleet provides the personal service our customers expect and helps assure they can make it to their most important commitments, whether that be business, family, or friends.
So, what do you think with that mobility made a difference at Delta? What do you think really happened? What really changed? I mean, with the use of mobility or devices. We're talking about applications, yes, but what really changed, from a organization standpoint, or what value adds we got with the different way in which we actually adopted mobility at Delta? Anybody would like to? Anybody from the audience would like to just say what do you think made a difference? Perfect. So one is a better customer experience, right? That was what made the difference. Anything else? Anything which happened? Cost savings, yes. So mobility is not only impacting our lives by saying how do we give a better experience to our customers, it's also how do we become more efficient internally. So that's the biggest change that we are seeing. Till today, we've been talking of mobility as a device which is a consumer device, right? We are all talking about how devices can make a difference to the lives of consumers, how we can connect better with our customers. But it's also about how we can, implement mobility solutions for our internal organization to be more efficient. So that's the way that really mobility is making an impact in our lives. If you really go back and try and see, why do you think this is all happening? Obviously, we are more connected. We have billions of lines of data, which is getting, populated every few minutes in this world. As we speak, people are browsing on their phones, searching on the internet, doing a lot of stuff. A lot of our, in fact, I use it every day, when we talk about social. I mean, before I go for a meeting or after I come back from a business meeting, I actually go and, search the social profiles of the people I met and see how we can connect with them on the social world. So things are actually changing, and that's how mobility is making a difference. if we really go back and understand, okay, how it's changing from a customer standpoint as well. When we look at from a customer standpoint, the customers, a lot of our customers are unhappy. They are not getting the right experience. Customers are also saying that how do I get a better buying experience? And I think even Wayne spoke about in the session before, we've been talking about it since yesterday. It's about how do we give a better customer experience. Experiences are going to be more personalized. How do I make it more personal for my customer? That's where the change is happening, from when we talk about omni-channel retailing, we are talking about mobile retailing, e-tailing. All those things are actually talking about how do we make a personal, differentiated consumer experience. So that's where it is. It's about how do we differentiate ourselves against our competition to our customer, which is the consumer, when you talk about it from a retail standpoint. And what is it that this new customer is all about? This customer is more connected. He knows more about us and the competitors' products. He probably knows more about the competitors' products than we do. That's the reality of the world. I mean, I was trying to do some research, when we were preparing for this session. And, there were some glaring statistics which came out. It said that, growth of smartphones in India. Today we are talking about, saying that 30% of all phones sold is smartphones, right? Out of that, they say, about 90% of the smartphones which we sell today are greater than 3.5 inch. 20% of smartphones which we sell are greater than 5 inch. So as this technology will change and people are more and more connected, we are seeing, that people are spending less time on the laptop or television and spending more time on the phone today. So phones will become bigger. People will start spending more time. There is another interesting statistic which came out, when I was actually doing the research, trying to share some data with you all. So what it says is an average Indian consumer today spends 60% of their time on the phone. Let's say an average person spends about 3 hours on the phone. Out of that 60%, they actually spend browsing, connecting with people on the internet. So only 30 to 40% of the time on the phone is actually spent on sending an SMS or making a call. 60% of the time I'm actually using the phone for what I used the computer for earlier, or what I used my laptop for earlier. That's how the consumer is changing, and why that's the reason we talk about mobility. It's much more relevant in today's times. That's how the consumer is also changing, because that's how people are talking about it. We look at the opportunity is huge. We say that today India is about 3% of the total smartphone market in the world. We are talking about saying that it will be 10%, by 2017. So that means the growth which we see from here is about 3 times. So we'll have more and more consumers actually doing shopping, actually interacting on the phone. That's the reality. I mean, things that nobody can change. That's how the whole world is. Out of these 6.8 billion people on mobile, 800 million are in India. You can't dispute that fact. So we'll have more and more of these 800 people on the smartphone as we move along, and that's what the statistics say. And obviously that's why retailers also have realized it. They say 63% will utilize mobility, and see how a POS software can actually be run on a mobile device. And we're talking about it. We're talking to a couple of retailers. They're saying, okay, like even Wayne talked about, floor space is a big challenge today, for a retailer. When I have a store, I have set of point of sale systems. But the footfall will keep changing based on the schemes, the promotions I'm running, based on, the time of the year, whether it is a festival, it is, some specific discount season which is there, so people will keep walking in, the footfalls will change. Now, I can't keep having different, keep adding or reducing a point of sale at the store. That's the way the store is. So how do I ensure that I can add or remove devices at the store without taking too much of space? That's where mobility comes in, from a retail standpoint. And really what we see is what we see converging today. It's about devices. It's about, what people use every day as a device, which is mobile. and how do we converge the solutions which are more relevant to the enterprise today, from a enterprise solution standpoint. There are enterprise solutions which we can actually converge on the mobile devices. That's where the